That is awesome. Yeah. So my name is Taylor Gonzales, and I am the host of 50 Shades of Tay on YouTube. Thank you again for being here for the Q&A section of the evening. I appreciate it. We just watched Blood and Honey, and now we are going to have some fun and honey. So as you can see, we have a very stacked panel tonight for you guys. All types of, we have actors, cinematographer, everybody. So if you could just do me a favor and go down the line and introduce yourselves and who you play or what role you have for this film.
Hello, I'm Nichaela and I play Cara, and I had my head pulled off.
Hi, I'm Kelly and I play Mia, and we open the film in the caravan scene. Get terrorized by poo.
Yeah, I'm Lila, and I'm Lila Lasso, and I play Jamie, and I'm with Kelly, who plays Mia in the caravan scene at the beginning.
I'm Vince Knight. I was the cinematographer.
Hi, I'm Scott Chambers. I play Christopher Robin and also produce the film.
I'm Rhys Frake-Waterfield. I'm the producer and director.
So handsome.
Hi, I'm Santer and I play Tigger.
I'm Matt Leslie and I'm the screenwriter.
Wait, here, give it to me.
Just hold on.
And I'm Andrew Scott Bell, and I'm the composer.
Thank you, everybody. How great was that score, you guys? Andrew, you have done it again. Everybody got a mic, or at least every couple of people have a mic.
Yeah.
So my first question is for Scott. Hello. Way down there. So you produced the first film, and now not only are you a producer on this film, you're also Christopher Robin. How did that come about?
So we produced the first film. I'll give you a little backstory. So I had a goal of making 100 feature films by a certain age, because I wanted to look like the Terminator of producers, because if I ever got in the room to pitch for proper money, they would go, oh, like this guy makes films on nothing, so you can trust him with it. So anyway, in the year 2022, I produced 47 films and acted in a TV series and another film called Dr. Jekyll. And amongst those 47 films, Winnie the Pooh was one of them, and it was shot in 6 days, smashed out. It was like, right, next. And then one night I was woke up, went for the toilet, and I was scrolling on Twitter when I was in bed, and I was like, oh, that's Winnie the Pooh. Oh, again, and it had gone viral. And we were like, what the hell? And things kind of changed overnight. We were like, fuck, people are going to watch it. And we're like, oh, people are going to watch it, because it was only shot in 6 days on £20,000. Like the budget was £20,000. Out there in the, PR have said it's 100k. It wasn't. It was 20 grand. So we did that. We did some reshoots, made it the best we could, and we went from there. But then when the sequel came about and we had a bit of a better budget, Rhys said, I want to try and make the film that I would have made in the first instance if I had, the means to, like, complete his vision. And then he was like, I kind of want to make it a film within a film now. I want to get rid of the masks, and I want to get prosthetics in, and I'm going to need a new Christopher Robin. I was like, okay, cool. Because I do the casting as well for these films. So I was like, okay, cool, so I've got to get Christopher Robin. He's like, yeah, can you do it? And I was like, but I'm producing it and helping with locations and casting and doing costume and all this kind of stuff. I was like, fuck. And I was like, alright, yeah, I'll do it. It saves, because obviously I didn't charge any money, so I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. So I did it, and that's how I became Christopher Robin. But
great job.
So that's how I got involved, and it was incredibly stressful. We kind of said to each other we were going to make sure this film was incredibly well prepped, so that on the day I could just do my acting, Rhys just does his directing. 3 days before the shoot started, our costume designer / production designer pulled out, and my prep time was ordering all them raver outfits, and I didn't understand female bodies. And I was like, can I get you a small or medium to about 60 extras? And they were like, oh, that's not a thing. And I was like, so that was my asylum story.
Well, Scott, while you have a microphone, I just wanted to ask, what was it like balancing being a producer while also being an actor?
Yeah, well, like we really thought it'd be like, thing is, going into something where you feel like you've got more money, you feel like, oh, you can put responsibilities on other people, and still, like, you can't. This was made on £350,000. Out there in knowledge, it says £1 million. It was £350,000. And it does mean that you can't rely on anyone. You have to just do it all yourself. And I think it was really stressful. Rhys, I really, really, really think he is so special. He threw up one day out of stress. That's not even a joke. Like, this was so hard to make, probably harder than the first film. So yeah, it was hell. And oh yeah, I was ill. Yeah, so thanks to that production designer, I got sick, not from flu, but from stress. And you know, like the scenes in the therapy room. That was my first day. And the lady I was opposite, she's so nice. She's called Teresa, the therapist. And I was like, oh, you're really, really nice, but I'm like really ill. And I kept falling asleep in the chair. And then you were like, we've got a frame up, and I was like, oh, I can't be bothered. Yeah.
Oh, bother. Well, Rhys, if you could get a microphone, sorry about that. How did you feel after the first one went so viral, and what did you bring to the sequel that you had learned from the first film?
Yeah, so like Scott was saying, we had a very limited time frame in terms of like writing the script and shooting it. We were producing so many films, and with the first one, I wrote the script for it about 3 days because there was a problem with the existing script, and we were shooting in about 4 weeks. So I was like, okay, I just need to write something now. So I kind of rushed it out. And initially, it was only for like a VOD or DVD market, so we didn't really appreciate the sort of scale it was going to go to. So you can kind of just get like 60% there and just rush it out, kind of. But then it blew up, like Scott was saying, and then it was about trying to like patch over it a little bit and like make it as good as we could. But then with the sequel, we kind of appreciate the kind of scale it was going to. You know, it's going theatrically worldwide, and then I thought, okay, I don't want to get tied into all of the elements we fixed in the first film. So for example, the look of the creatures, so of Winnie, and kind of loads of other elements, like some of the actors we had in there and bits. I thought there's so much I wanted to reinvent that it kind of seemed like it makes sense to make the first film within a film within a film. So we could do like a little quasi reboot kind of with it. So there's still some link between them, but we're almost at a fresh slate. And then I got Matt involved, so Matt's a screenwriter, and me and him for about one or 2 months we were brainstorming, weren't we? And
Yeah, I think about that long. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and the first thing we did after the first one went viral is there's so much, and the film was released. There's so much useful information out there because everyone was seeing the film, everyone was telling us, you know, we want this, we want that. It's like, what characters do we want next? And everyone was like, Tigger.
Yeah.
So let's do it. So we knew loads of elements we needed to integrate. We had a big like PowerPoint presentation of all like the must-haves, kind of wants and bits, and then me and you just started drilling into it for like 2 months, didn't we?
Yeah.
For like 1 or 2 months of just planning out what scenes would work, like poo sticks. It was like I think everyone would love to see a kind of dark version of the poo sticks, so hence why that was on there. So yeah, that's kind of what we learned. Just start again.
Rhys, while you have the microphone in your hand, I was also wondering, what would you say was the most challenging thing in making part 2?
Most challenging element. It's probably the death scenes. Like Scott was saying, we even though the budget went up to like 330, 350, which is significantly more than we had for the first film. Also, the scope and the scale of the production massively grew as well. So even in the first film, we had maybe like 8 or 10 deaths. Now it's like 60.
One
it's
location.
Like, yeah, like we had like 2 locations. We had 2 locations in the first film. Now we have like 10. And all of these elements really like drain a production because when you're like doing location moves, you've got to pack up all your stuff, all the kit, move over there, loads of time wasted. So it became, even though the budget went up, it still became really stressful. And the death scenes had to still get shot so rapidly. So I'm sure like a lot of big studio films, they maybe do a death scene in like 2 days, 1 or 2 days, I'd guess. How many did we do in your days? 5 a day?
About 5 a day.
5 or 6 a day?
5 a day.
Yeah.
I was 3 days on set, and that warehouse scene, that was 2 nights, that was.
Yeah, everything you
Packing all
saw
of that, 2
in
nights.
Tigger's Massacre was shot in 2 days. So what we had was like, we would rush one of the the actors out to prosthetics, get them going, and then someone else would be given to us with like no eyes, and it was like, okay, let's just shoot.
Like a conveyor belt.
She's done, and then she'd blindly find her way back, and then we'd get someone else. And it was kind of like rotating like that. That's why Tigger's scene is kind of shot in a bit of a like, there's like a montagey way to it, where you can see he like kills one person, and then you'll cut back to the Ava character. She's like, she turns and looks, and then he's somewhere else, and he's slashing some eyes.
How did he get there? Like, it doesn't matter. He's just he jumps there. Imagine he's
just teleporting.
Yeah, he's teleporting. Yeah.
Yeah,
bouncing. Yeah,
That's it.
Hello, Andrew. Way at the other end of the panel.
Hello.
How's it going over there?
It's good.
I honestly can't tell from here. Do you have the Tigger tube up here with you?
I brought the Tigger tube, yeah. I just didn't want to like be holding it.
Oh no, I think you should be holding it proudly.
Okay.
How great was Andrew's? Oh, you have to go grab it.
Yes.
Oh, it's amazing.
Everyone can get a look at my figure.
I have the Tigger tube. So Andrew, while you're getting your Tigger tube, you're familiar with using animal skulls, bones, instruments, and now the Tigger tube. Can you talk a little bit about some of the instruments you used to make this incredible score? And since you have the Tigger tube in hand, would you mind also please giving us a little live demonstration?
I would love to.
Just blow back.
Oh, just while it's here, maybe, I guess so. For me, I always try to remind myself that the active verb for music is to play. We play the piano. So when I'm writing music, I try to stay playful, and that's what I love working with Rhys, because he's very playful too. So we bounce ideas off each other. I remember when I texted you this video, and you were like, "Hell yeah, can it have drums?"
Yeah, we wanted to make Tigger really tribal, didn't we?
Yeah. And like a war call, you know?
Yeah.
So part of that playfulness, I think, is like playing weird and fun sounds. So I won't go into a bunch of detail, but I played so many fun, cool instruments on this movie. I'm glad you were down to take that weird trip with me. But I will play for you. I had to do some plumbing in our new house because I nailed a wall. I put a nail through a pipe, so it's totally my fault. Anyways, that's too much detail. But I bought this PVC pipe, and I bought way too much of it because I'm the type of person who puts a nail through a pipe, so I figured I'd need a lot to figure out how to fix it. And one day I came down into my studio and I saw it leaning up against the wall, and I thought, I bet I could put a mouthpiece in that and make a pretty wicked sound out of it. So you don't even need to mic it. Just can you hold it for me?
Yeah.
It just instantly was like, Tigger. This is Tigger. So you could totally play it just normal, and when he's like kind of chilling, that's this. But when he's really wilding out, woo!
Tigger tube. Incredible. Thank you so much for giving us a little demonstration. I really appreciate that. Matt, do you have the time? Oh, you do have a microphone.
I do.
Perfect. So my next question is for you. How did you come on board this project, and what about it made you interested to sign on?
So I came onto this because Andy called me, and he was like, they're looking for a writer for the sequel. And so he kind of connected me and Rhys, and we just kind of started having conversations about what it might be. And, you know, he kind of filled me in on what part one was like, you know, because we really wanted to increase the scope, and he kind of expressed to me what he wanted to do with the sequel. And I was like, well, that sounds really cool. My biggest concern, though, was like, just because you can write something in a screenplay doesn't mean you can actually achieve it when you're shooting it, because, you know, you could write anything, but you gotta shoot it on the day. And I knew what the budget was, and I was like, look, this is really ambitious. Like he said, there's tons of locations, tons of characters, there's all this stuff going on, all these kills. It's insane. And I was like, I remember when I literally remember when I emailed you the final draft of it, like right before the final draft before production. And in my head, I was like, this is like a $5 million movie. I have no clue how they're gonna do this. and they pulled it off. It's crazy. I mean, it's just. But anyway, so it all started with a call from the horn guy.
The horn guy.
Was it on the phone, or was it over a tube, or what kind of phone?
Yeah. I hailed him.
Magic punch.
Yeah.
All right. right, Lila and Kelly, how are you guys doing?
Oh, good.
Great, thank you.
Great, thank you.
It's so nice to finally meet you guys in person, by the way. We've only ever communicated through Zoom.
I know.
They spotted me in the lobby chugging my iced coffee because I wasn't allowed to drink my iced coffee in here. And it was, so nice to finally meet people. I was wondering if you could please tell me what a memorable moment from filming this scene in the RV was for both of you.
Listen. Okay, no, actually, I had okay. My most memorable moment was, so, prosthetics. They're very intense to wear. I had one eye and one ear only available for me to use during that. And there was so many things going on at the same time, and I found it so interesting, and I'll actually never forget it. There was fire, there was police brigade, there was ambulance. Yeah, it was, yeah, there was a lot going on. For me, the most memorable thing is just being in that moment and realizing the scale.
Let's talk about the lake.
Oh God, not that lake. I had to swim. I don't know if you guys saw me coming out of the water, but I went into a pond. And I actually really liked the pond. I did really like the pond. It was good. There were ducks in it.
She's being polite. It was a disgusting pond.
It wasn't a nice pond.
It was rank.
It was a dirty pond with ducks all in it.
Yeah.
Shit.
But these two
But
went
we
through
needed-
nuts, didn't they? Like they're mental
Me
in
and
a
Vince
good way.
me and Vince needed the shot, and then she dived in.
No, I did. Okay, fine. I'll say okay. There was one moment where Rhys was like, right, on action, Lila, you're gonna just go into the water. Count to 3, 2, 1. You go under. Okay, ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. I did it. You weren't under the water. One more time. And I was like, no, I was under the water. I was. No, one more time. Like a little bit lower. The problem with prosthetics is that they float. So
you had so much
when they're
on,
on
didn't
your head,
you?
yeah, I swear I was underwater like 2 feet. I wasn't. I was just floating like this. Like, oh, I'm under, and they're like, no, one more time. But yeah, so that's my most. Yeah.
I had it easy. I was being dragged through the mud, and I quite enjoyed it. I was my hands. I was like ruining my nails, but it's fine. Yeah, I loved it. I felt bad for you watching you. I mean, Scott watching Lila in the pond with the dogs. Like,
So Kelly was dragged with a bear trap through the woods.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night, by the way, in a nightgown. So
Yeah.
How it was? Yeah.
You both had some limbs snapped. I'm gonna need your chiropractor's phone number after this. You guys
Me
are
too.
perfectly fine now.
Yeah, I'm unfortunate.
I don't know how you work those miracles, but in your opening kill scene, you guys had some blood-curdling screams. What do you think makes for a good scream like that?
Have Kelly's voice.
I don't know. For me, I feel like it was really happening in my mind. I was like, this actually happened to me.
Yeah.
So I was just like, just pretend. Maybe I'm watching horror films.
Yeah.
And my brain is warped. Just pretend it's happening to you. Just like scream.
There was actually a moment. I don't even remember. But you were like, look at me.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That was the
Like,
best
look at
moment.
me.
I was like,
This
can you
is-
please look at me in the
this
eyes.
is happening to us.
Yeah,
We're actually very close friends.
We're method
outside of
actors.
this. Yeah. We're very close friends outside of this, so there was a moment where she was like, look at me in the eyes. Because I'm imagining this happening to you. And I think, and I was like,
With your one eye.
yeah, with my one
With
eye.
my
With
one
the other eye.
eye.
I swear I'm crying. I swear it. You can't see, but yeah. That's how we got there. And actually, it was because of you doing that. So thank you. You couldn't see me underneath my prosthetics, but I was crying.
I knew it was you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. Hello, Lewis.
Hello.
How are you doing way over there?
Hello, everyone.
Tigger is in the house. Lewis, I was wondering, how did you develop your take on Tigger?
How did I develop it? So I got the role back in July last year, and I knew we were on set by the end of August, so I knew I had a month. So I thought, what's the best way to spend that month? So I thought, as an actor, if I just watched so many horror films, like literally I watched like 2 a night for like a month, and I thought if I just look at what scares me as an actor, and then put that into this character, try and scare other people. So I kind of landed on like, we already had like Pennywise, Freddy Krueger, Art the Clown as like inspiration, so I watched those guys. And I found the similarity was between these characters, they were sort of slow moving into this like frantic movement. So I already wanted that, and then I loved Freddie Cooper's voice, so I sort of noted that down as well. And I just thought like weird sort of, not normal movement, but like on all fours and on 2 feet. So I wanted to implement that. I spent a lot of time like up to like 4 in the morning in my house, like in my kitchen, literally like this like big kitchen with massive like glass doors, and I'll be like sort of crawling on all fours, like recording myself, and I'm like, that looks good. But then the neighbours saw it, would completely instantly, and I was looking at my own reflection and be like, oh yeah, that smells good, no, this is good, and all this. So I spent a good month like developing that. And then I think until the point I scared myself in the mirror, I was like, I'm ready.
We also got Lewis to because in his character with Tigger, compared to all of the other villains like with Pooh and Al, they've all got differences. With Tigger, it was like he was more sadistic. Is this on?
Hold it close.
Okay. Yeah, Tigger was more sadistic. So it's like he was enjoying the kill more. So that was like some of what we played into.
Yeah.
And also because you noticed there was like a cage. When we was in Pooh's lair. So an element of that is that Tigger's been cooped up for so long that he's like really like adrenaline fueled. So we was getting you to act like you were on like 20 Red Bulls.
Yeah, that was it. That was literally the note from Scott was you're on 50 Red Bulls at once at all times, ready to kill. I was like, okay, I can do that.
That's why on the warehouse kill it kind of starts. You see his like hand shaking. He's kind of twitching a lot.
Yeah.
You just wanted to kill, didn't you?
Yeah, I couldn't wait.
Well, Lewis, Tigger is coming in Puniverse. You guys, I have to tell you something. Spoiler alert, I am gay. And I have said the word boom this much in my entire life. So thank you to everyone for making me say Puniverse on a regular basis. Lewis, Tigger is coming in Puniverse, Monsters Assemble. What do you want to see him do in the future?
Well, me and Rhys have been talking actually recently, haven't we? Like, we were talking today and yesterday about what we want. We feel like we want him to eat more. He needs to eat more like human flesh and like suck blood. So we had this one kill, it never actually made the film, it was in the script, and it was the idea of like snapping someone's leg like clean off and like just sucking the blood out of the leg like a frog or something like that. And like we kind of, I think, did I eat anything in this? I ate eyeballs, and that was it.
You weren't meant to, wasn't it?
I was meant to eat a lot more flesh, and I think so in Puniverse, I was like, it's just less claws, more teeth, and it's really like orgasmic eating. Do you know what I mean? Of this human flesh, I think that'd be great to see.
Orgasmic?
That was one of the notes.
Yeah, that was actually one of the notes. Was he eats this guy's cheek? It was, remember that? And he basically having
his
an
eyes
orgasm.
rolling in the back of his head because he's loving it so much.
Like having an orgasm whilst he's eating this guy's cheek. That's Tigger for you. That was in the script, yeah.
That's hot.
That's hot. I know it is.
Spoiler alert.
You have to follow that.
Yeah, it's a hard question to follow.
How's it going?
Yeah, good. Glad to be here.
Well, I am so happy to have you here with us. If you could just tell me a memorable moment on set for you.
This one just came back to me, but when we were filming the tunnel scene of the run, Rhys was like, okay, Nichaela, we're gonna get it on you now. We're just gonna get that shot of you like screaming running down. And we did the first take, and they're like, sorry, we have to do it again. Nichaela, you on the edge of the frame, like the camera operators couldn't keep up with you. And I was like, yeah, sorry, I'm running for my life. I'm gonna keep up. So we had to do it again, and yeah, we managed to get it in. So yeah, that was funny.
Last night you told me something really interesting about where the club scene was filmed. Do you mind telling us about what that location was?
Oh yeah, the tunnel scenes were actually filmed in a World War II bunker. That is now like a memorabilia World War II bunker. But yeah, it was, those tunnels are like actual evacuation tunnels from Essex all the way to the city centre of London. So like all the way to Westminster. But yeah, they were used in World War II, so it was freaky as hell being down there at like 3 a.m. And there were like weird mannequins in like nurse outfits and dusty bunk beds, and yeah, it's creepy.
Sounds like my typical Tuesday. Alright, so Rhys and Scott, you guys have mics. Sorry. Alright, so you're not only an actor, a producer, and a director, but you guys have Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare coming up, which we got a little bit of a tease before the film. Can you guys talk about that a little bit?
Oh yeah, so I'm directing that one. It's not going to be very funny just because it is an older dude abducting children to take them to Neverland. so don't really fit it. So yeah, it's gonna be quite dark. I'm trying to think what I can tell you, but Tinkerbell injects heroin. She thinks it's pixie dust. That's a thing. I'm trying to think. My reference films are, I love French cinema, horror cinema. So High Tension, I think it's called here. It's called Switchblade Romance. Yeah, that's one of my favourite films. So I'm referencing that. A film called Hounds of Love. It's an Australian film. I'm referencing that, and then The Black Phone, with my own things sprinkled on. But yeah, that's what I can annoyingly really say at the moment.
I have to say the word Puniverse again, so. Rhys and Scott, you guys recently announced Puniverse Monsters Assemble. What can you tell us about that while we're all here?
So yeah, we've still got some films coming up which we haven't shot. So Bambi's been shot, so you saw a teaser of that. Peter Pan's next, and then we've still got Pinocchio to come. But then in Puniverse is when they're all going to come together, and we really want, you can see from the poster, we just had this thought about how cool it would be to see Pooh riding Bambi. And hence we made the poster, and we're going to just make that happen in the film somehow. So
yeah, I think Puniverse, like, we're pushing for £1.5 million. So obviously if you think this was 350, we're going to go mad. It's going to be chaos, carnage, no drama, just death. And then I want to see like some of them versing each other. Like, I'm trying to make a film that I would love to see. Like, I would love to see like Scream versus Hellraiser versus Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So also that would never happen, but I can give it a go.
Yeah, we love that.
And so everyone in this theater has taken their first steps into a larger Puniverse. Very exciting, guys. We have some time to open it up for some questions from the audience, and we actually have some signed posters from everybody up here. So the first 5 people that ask questions, we'll go ahead and hand out signed posters to you guys. So if anyone, yes, go ahead right there. Yes.
Yeah. First of all, I did not see the first one. I just watched the kill count, the deadly kill count. You guys gave me the gift, and that's what encouraged me to come last night. So thank you for making. I was gonna say terrible. That's not what I meant. Movies that my friends think I'm insane for going to watch by myself. But I guess when it comes to all of your ideas for like kills that didn't make it into the movie, was it like a purely logistical, like money thing, like you mentioned, for what made it in and what didn't, or like is there a balance of narrative, like what? I guess like how did you decide which of the 100 kills ended up being the 60 that made it into the movie?
So yeah, we had lots of different kills kind of scripted. We tried to get the SFX guys to do all of them. There was a few where it just wasn't working quite right. So like, for example, we had one actor who had his like head completely moulded to, and it's meant to replicate him. But then when we saw it, it just looked like a completely different person in there. So we kind of removed it from the film just because it wouldn't have, you would have been able to really tell. And there were some other really kind of fun deaths, like that one we were saying about where we were going to have Tigger, someone was going to crawl away and Tigger was going to break off their leg, I mean their foot, and then he was going to hold on to their shin at the end and start sucking on their shin while they're trying to crawl away, a bit like a vampire. That would have been really fun. But that was a bit of a time thing, is that even though we had to get through like, was it 5 or 6 deaths a day, that one would have just taken a long time, so we had to just improv and just do something a bit quicker, and then that's where we came across some of the other ones, like
I mean, the dance bitch one.
Yeah, just completely
came up with that on the spot. On the spot, he went, "I want to use this." I feel, what's the word again?
Yeah,
what's it called?
just
Great. Whatever. Yeah, that, and he's like, "I want to use this and implement this into it." So literally went, "I know what we're gonna do," and then got the actor up there and started, he was gonna start stabbing their feet through that.
Yeah.
On the spot, just thinking of this stuff. So.
Yeah, we just had to like improv loads of it. So like that was all improv.
But we
the
shot
lady,
so many as well.
Yeah.
There were so many that were shot and then just got cut.
Yeah, there's like four extra Tigger deaths, I think. And then Pooh had a load as well. So we'll try and put a load of these onto the DVD. But yeah, loads of it was improv.
That kill actually that Lewis was talking about right now, where he's poking up in the rafters, that's Louisa Warren that you're stabbing at. Poor Louisa, she's so sweet. And she's the director of the upcoming horror film Cinderella's Curse, which stars Kelly Sanson right here, playing Cinderella. Very exciting, guys. I cannot wait for that film. Oh yeah, that trailer is great. Right here.
Yeah, so, I mean, you guys are great. I've seen the first one many times at this point. Both sober and not. And I was wondering how you guys feel about the fact that you and right? Like Mickey's Mousetrap now coming up. Like, I mean, that must feel awesome. How does that feel?
Yeah, no, it definitely does feel good that we've kind of had a concept like this, which now a lot of people are wanting to like carry on. We're kind of going a little bit of a different direction because there's a lot coming out. I've seen like 3 or 4 Mickey Mouse horror films. I've seen like Goldilocks and the Three Bears earlier. Like there's another like Alice in Terrorland. Like there's a lot coming out. We're because we can make so many films because it was what we were doing before. If we wanted to, we could have just smashed out tons and just tried to do everything. But that's not really the approach we think was good long term. So we've tried to shift into doing like just a small number of like 3 or 4 films a year and just really try and focus on the quality of them. So hopefully you can see like, well, it seems like there's a bit of a consensus that this is significantly a step up from the first film. And that's what we just want to keep going now, because I think that's how we're going to kind of cement this long-term kind of subgenre of horror, I guess, of like these like cool IPs like twisted and changed. It's not just about having shock value and just rushing something out. So.
And then I believe we have a question right here in the front row.
Yes, is there any other horror movies besides Bambi coming out? Like, you said Mickey? There's a Mickey Mouse?
He's not doing Mickey Mouse.
So yeah, we're not doing Mickey Mouse. There's probably a load of different public domain ones outside of what we're doing, but the ones we're doing is Peter Pan's Never the Nightmare, so that's the one Scott's directing next. We've already shot Bambi, so Bambi's currently in post-production. We've got Pinocchio Unstrung as well. So we've got the maker Todd Masters, who's going to be making the doll for it, and he did Chucky, so we're super excited to see what he does. We think that'll be really awesome. And then we move on to Puniverse.
Very exciting. So we have time for 2 more questions. Right here in the front row.
So the death scene with Pooh ripping off the police officer's arm and then putting it through her mouth. Whose idea was that? Was that originally in the script, or was that something that when you were shooting it that
just
happened?
Made up on the day? Yeah, we were. I remember that because originally I think she was just meant to get clobbered on the floor and killed, and then I just thought it'd be so fun if you just grabbed her arm and started smacking her with her arm and then just rammed it in her mouth. And I remember the actor. Evelyn? Yeah. It's Evelyn, isn't it? I just had this idea on the moment that Evelyn would. That's going in your mouth. She was like, what? And then it was like, open up. Yeah.
The audience here loved it, so it's like,
oh. Alright, then we have time for one last question. I see someone in the very back wearing green.
What made you guys like classic movies to make it horror? Like, what made you guys want to make childhood?
And convert them into a horror film. Yeah, so we love horror. Me and Scott, we watch particularly 80s horror. And we kind of wanted to just do something which is a little bit different. Like we've seen there's a lot of elevated horror out there, and there's also a lot of the same concepts being done over and over. Or maybe on the 7th, 8th installment of something, and we just thought it'd be fun when we realised we could use these concepts to just like twist them and change them and just do something different with them.
Yeah, well, also like. You know, like Freddy, it's been so long since we had Freddy back, like a film with Freddy Krueger.
2010?
Yeah, 2010 or something. So, this is like, some reviews online going, you're lazy, you've used Freddy, whatever. Like, we've not seen Freddy for ages. We want him back so bad, so we were like, let's just put it in Tigger. And then, like, Leatherface is in Piglet, and, like, Halloween is in Pooh. And, we're just having fun with it.
Yeah, we're like, it's kind of like a homage to all of them intentionally together.
Yeah.
And yeah, if they don't make a Freddy film, we'll do it.
Well, can we get another round of applause for our if you guys are interested in seeing more interviews with everybody up there, I have interviews with almost every single person up here on my YouTube channel, 50 Shades of Tate. I would greatly appreciate it if you check it out. And thank you so much to everyone for coming out on a Wednesday night to support indie horror, because that is incredible and we appreciate you guys dearly.
Wait.
No problem.
Uh-oh.
This gentleman here who came in this fantastic. You want to stand up?
Sure.
Look at this. Look at this. Let's give a round of applause.
Well, guys, listen, so I watched the first one and I found it to be alright. I'm giving this sequel a 10 out of 10.
Yeah!